Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is day 6 of our Blueprint Live experience as far as training is concerned, but it is day 8 of the full experience. I am Patrice Malloy. I'm the affluent CFO, aka your fairy godmother of the finances. Obviously, I'm also the AI alchemist. I am here to help you build a business that is a breakthrough business. We are focusing on doing things that are going to put our wealth care at the forefront and make it a priority. Because as women, we know that we have a ton of responsibilities and expectations and plates to juggle and things to do on a day-to-day basis. And many of those times we forget to take care of ourselves in the best possible way. So that is why we are focusing on this. Now, if this is the first time joining me, we are on day 6, like I mentioned. Days 1 through 5 were last week. We started on what WealthCare is. It is the framework that focuses on our spiritual, emotional, physical, and financial health and well-being. We need to make sure that we are at our best selves at all times. We are doing things that are healthy for us, right? So in the emotional aspect, we are not focusing on things that are going to take us away from our goals, that are going to stress us out, overwhelm us, make us feel a certain way. We are focusing on being able to say no because it is a full sentence and people do not require an explanation based on our answers. All right, we talked about spiritual wealth care. So making sure that we have a spiritual anchor in our lives, whether that be, church, community, other practices that you have, yoga, Buddhism, Catholicism, whatever it is that works for you, but having that spiritual angle so that you were able to look internally, you were able to meditate, you were able to pray, you were able to journal, you were able to do all the things to get yourself in a good place spiritually. We talked about physical, we want to make sure that we're moving each and every day, at least for 30 minutes, getting that heart rate up, getting those, getting our heart pumping, right? Because we're doing something that's giving it all the oxygen that we need. We are doing all of our breath work. We are working out so that we have a strong physical body, because that can also break down inflammation, stress, overwhelm. All of those things take a toll on our physical bodies. So we're focusing on getting away from those things. They talked about our financial wealth care. So making sure that we understand what's going on in our business each and every day, having money dates every month, right? If it's not every week, every month, so that we know where our money is going, the inflows and the outflows of our cash. We understand when we can pay our bills. We understand first and foremost that we need to be paying ourselves, because what's the point of building a business if you're not being paid? We didn't leave corporate or wherever you came from to work twice as hard and make half as much, right? Days 6 and 7 were replay days. My desire for you for 6 and 7 were just to catch up on the replays, to be able to focus on any of the homework or the resources that you weren't able to leverage and implement into your business. And today we're going to be talking about something incredible. I mentioned last week and then today that I am the AI alchemist. I love artificial intelligence. I've had a career in it over the past 20 years, doing different things, artificial learning, intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, building all kinds of platforms in the financial and technological spaces. My background is fintech, banking, all the things. So that is what I want to talk to you about today, in the incredible ways that you can expand your business and duplicate yourself by leveraging AI. All righty. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into our workbook, because we've got things to do. It is our focus to be able to make sure that we are keeping pace with everything that's going on in our business. We want to make sure that we are moving the needle in our business each and every day as well. So let's do that. Let's focus on what is going to help us move our business today. And it's going to be AI. So let me go ahead and pull up that beautiful, oops, sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing all the things. So yes, we're going to start focusing on that. So let me go ahead and pull up my slide deck for y'all, because I love a good presentation. I want to make sure that everybody has what they need in order to be successful in this. All righty. Let's pull that up. Our workbook. Let's go ahead and go to day 6. By the way, let me know if you would like for me to drop this in the chat, because I know some people may not have access to it. I wanted to be able to make sure that everybody could leverage it too, so you can get those resources. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and drop this in there for you, because why not? I want to make sure, like I said, that everybody has what they need. Alrighty. Let me share that with y'all. And then you can go back and reference any of the documents that you just don't have access to, in case you missed anything. I haven't dropped them in the chat, but just in case, I'm dropping that in the chat. That is for the workbook so that you can follow along with me. If there's any area in which you do not have that, please do let me know and I will send that to you as well. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Now, let's go ahead and start talking about this. AI. What AI integration means. So I want to tell you to say hello to your new business BFF, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not just for tech geeks, even though I happen to be a tech geek. It is the secret sauce to give you the edge in your business. So from automating mundane tasks to analyzing data faster than you can say bottom line, AI will help you make decisions that are sharp, smart, and supercharged. Now, here's the caveat. You cannot solely rely on AI. You need to make sure that when you are using some of these tools, tips, and techniques, these resources that we're talking about, that you are verifying the information, okay? You don't want to create something and put it out there and it be a lie, right? You want to make sure that we are actually giving intelligent insight when we are doing things like this with artificial intelligence. We want to make sure that we are not skewing anything or, telling fallacies because that can get you into trouble. Make sure you do your research. Make sure that you're able to reference materials and sources when you're doing your data, especially when it comes to things like graphs and presentations and statistics, etc. That's my caveat. Alrighty. Why does this matter? In today's world, data is queen. It has been like that for a long time. We make decisions based on our data. All right. Businesses make billions of dollars from collecting data because it is so important and so insightful for them to help them make decisions. So we want to make sure that we are keeping track of data. It is the crown that sits atop it. All right. So when you're leveraging AI, you're not just working harder, you're working smarter. You are making decisions based on facts. Like I told you, if you are leveraging some of these resources, make sure they are reputable resources. Make sure they are actual legitimate resources. You can do some incredible things when you're able to leverage this information. And by the way, I don't know if anybody remembers going to the library back in the day and having to use like the Dewey Decimal System to find something, or having to get on those big computers, those archaic computers to find information, or having to actually pull out newspapers for information. Am I the only one? I doubt it, but we have come such a long way. And now you can just get online, ask the Google what you need, and your answers will be given. Look at God. Won't he do it? So, okay, we're going to focus back on this. So, again, we want to make sure that you're making decisions based on facts, not feelings. And that is how you build a business that is as solid as gold. That is what we want to do. We want to build these sustainable, scalable, profitable businesses that are not going to cause burnout or overwhelm or stress. All right. So that's why you're putting these foundational pieces and tools and tips in place. Okie doke. That is why it matters. This is our daily exercise today. You're going to be focusing on the AI tool selection. What I'd love for you to do is just identify the top 3 AI tools that you think can revolutionize your business, whether it's something for data analysis, whether you're thinking about customer service, right? Having a ticket or support system so that people can access you, any time of the day or night online. Those are some of the things I'd highly recommend. How do we create chatbots? How do we automate responses so that we're not, tied to our phones or our emails all day? We have people or staff or team that can support us in answering questions. Lead generation. How are we generating our customers? Are we going out and sending messages to folks? Do we have a process in which we are leveraging AI maybe to connect with people and have them book some time on our calendar? How are we doing that? Sales. What are we leveraging to make sales on a daily basis? Are we leveraging things like Klarna, right? Who has the ability to have payment plans for people? That's artificial intelligence. That's a technological advance that you're leveraging in your business. Are you using something like Klaviyo in your product-based business to create abandoned cart emails, right? For customers that have gone in and put something in their basket, but then they might have gotten distracted or they're waiting for a sale or whatever, but letting them know that they left something in the cart. And if you give them a 10% discount or something to that effect, they can come back and go ahead and purchase it. So these are things I want you to really start thinking about. Pick those tools that are going to be the most advantageous for your business. So as we're going through this exercise, one of the things I'd really ask you to think about first is, what do you really just despise doing? And what do you know can be delegated to someone or something else to take that off of your plate. So as we open up this exercise, I want you to really start thinking about that. And then you're going to choose those tools. And then what I'm going to do is a little bit of a demonstration, because I want you to see how awesome artificial intelligence can be when you leverage this in your business and on your day-to-day. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and open up this document. I will share that with you in just a second, but let me drop that link in here really quickly. Again, I want you to make a copy so that you're able to fill this out on your own time. You're able to do everything that you need to do. I'm going to take a little quick sip, and please, again, let me know if you were unable to see this. I want you to be able to see everything and access this information. Let me go ahead and make sure. On the Book of Faces, you all are able to see this as well. The Book of Faces. Faces. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm going to drop it in here as well. Again, let me know if you are unable to see it. Shoot me a quick chat, and I will make sure that you are able to access that, because that is very much important. I'm going to give you just one more second as I open this up. Make sure all of my things are doing what they're supposed to be doing. My things are thinging. All right, and then I would love for you to just tell me when you're ready. All right. If you're ready, say, I'm ready, honey. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Okay, let's go ahead and drop this out of the way and put our other stuff up here so that we can go through it. Alrighty. Okay, so from AI novice to AI genius, mastering prompts for financial domination. When I say financial domination, when you start to duplicate yourself and your efforts and your sales and conversions and all those things, you will start to build a business that is going to benefit your bank account. Okay. But before we dive into these prompts, there's something really important that we need to focus on. So again, I mentioned, I would love for you to think about the most important things that you can take off of your plate right now. What are 3 tasks that you just hate that artificial intelligence or some other sort of tool could help you take that off of your plate and allow you to focus on what it is that you do best, right? Which is operating in your zone of genius. So think about those things. For me, there are administrative tasks. So like writing emails, composing emails, having to do copy, and then creating social media posts on LinkedIn and the Book of Faces and Instagram and the TikTok and all the things, right? So that is why I leverage artificial intelligence to help me come up with really good ideas, to help me scour the internet, to ask questions for people who are my ideal customers and my ideal persona, to understand what it is that they need. So these are some of the things that I do with artificial intelligence. And you're able to aggregate information from all these different sources without having to go one by one to each and every source to populate this information. So imagine how much time you're saving by leveraging AI. So think about that. Again, before we really start to dive into prompting, because that is the key to being able to use tools like Perplexity or ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or Gemini or any of the other amazing applications that they have, because seemingly something new is coming out like every day. So again, you want to be able to leverage the tools to the best of their ability and your capability to create incredible output and results. All right. So again, it is it is essential for you to be crystal clear on what you're speaking to and how you want to come across. The clarity will make your prompts more effective and ensure your messaging resonates with your audience. After you've identified those tasks, we need to really think about, how do we reach our ideal audience? Just like you're talking to our children sometimes, right? You have to be very explicit about what it is that we want them to do. We don't want them to leave room for interpretation, because most times it's going to be the opposite of what it is that we ask them. So again, just being crystal clear. So think of it like that. When you're working with artificial intelligence, you're training it like a child. You're training it to understand how you talk. You're training it to give you the results that you desire, to think like you, to speak like you, to be able to operate in your absence, essentially. So it's like an augmentation of you. So you really want to be mindful and careful when you're training it, and think about that. Be very intentional. Okay. One of the things I think is really important too is to make sure that you are identifying your ideal audience. Whenever you're starting a business, one of the things that coaches tell you is that you really want to focus on who your ideal customer is going to be, and then be able to speak to them. You need to make sure that you are speaking to them in a way that resonates with them, that hits them emotionally, right? In a way that's going to say, hey, I need to open up my wallet, give you my credit card, and pay for the service. So you really want to be mindful of those things. So think about what you need to do in order to say those things to people and identify who it is exactly that you're speaking to. Another thing that I think we forget about is when we're doing our marketing and messaging, we're trying to speak to a whole audience of people. When in reality, we need to just be speaking to that one person, our one persona that we want to work with or that we want to buy from us. My persona's name is Corinne. She's named after my daughter, right? She's somebody that is already in business. She's already been successful. She understands the importance of having a partner on her team to guide her through her financial journey. She wants transformation. She wants to understand what it's like to run a business that doesn't solely rely on her knowledge, her physically being there, her brilliance, because that's when you start to get overwhelmed and burned out, right? When everything relies on you. And then that's also when you start to become a bottleneck in your business and you slow down your growth. So that's a lot of times when people start to see that plateau in income and they wonder, like, what happened? I'm doing all the same things. My sales are decent. So why is it that I can't reach a certain revenue goal? And it's because we're typically becoming bottlenecks because we're doing all the things. Everything has to go through us before it can be approved, right? We have to have our hands on everything. We have to have our eyes on everything before it goes out. So it's really being mindful of that as you're going and scaling your business and identifying people or other applications, software, tools, etc., that can act on your behalf in a way that doesn't make you the only person or the end all be all, unless it's something incredibly, incredibly important in your business. So I also want you to think about that. So back to this, when you're identifying your ideal audience, you want to think about who you're trying to reach. So we're thinking demographics, psychographics, pain points, and desires. So similar to if you're going to run like an ad, right, a Facebook ad, they ask you who it is that you're trying to target. Is it someone who is, 18 to 25? Is she a woman? Is it a man? Is it somebody who is in college or is about to go into college based on what you do or who you serve? Is it someone who has a graduate degree, who is thinking about getting licenses or, other credentials because they're trying to take their profession to the next level, or they're trying to have a business that has additional expertise? So really thinking about who it is that you want to serve. What are their pain points? What is it that they're dealing with? What are the challenges that they're experiencing that your solution will solve? What are their desires? We forget to think about the desires. We have to think about the transformation that our product or service is going to provide for the people that we're targeting in our messaging, in our marketing, in our emails, in our conversations, right? In our sales calls, to make sure that those in fact turn into conversions, because we want them to be people who are converting. And one thing too, so my coach told me this at one time, you want to speak to the people who are already converted because they're warm. They know you, they like you, they trust you. They just need a little bit more from you in order to finally say yes, right? They might need a couple questions answered. They might just need confirmation about something. But once they get that, they're able to, in fact, say, okay, I'm ready. So it's really about speaking to those people. Again, most of the time, only 3% of the market is ready to buy. So you want to be very intentional about speaking to that 3% so that you can hit your revenue goals. Artificial intelligence can help you with that. ChatGPT, Perplexity, all those things that I mentioned can help you with that. All right. So again, thinking about this. So here's an example. I'm targeting ambitious women entrepreneurs in their 30s and 40s who are scaling their businesses and need support with financial management and efficiency. That's one of the things that I do. I want to help them build those foundational pieces in their business so they can run like a well-oiled machine. They can grow, they can scale, they can have the life that they deserve, the lifestyle that they want, the freedom and flexibility and time, back, because they're not the only person that's working in their business. They have support systems and tools and resources and systems and processes and procedures that are helping them scale their business. So that is the stuff, those are the type of people that I'm thinking about. I try to get very, very, very granular too, because I want to make sure, again, it's that exact person. So here's a prompt. Describe the challenges and goals of my ideal audience. Now that you've identified that audience, have ChatGPT or the other systems describe those goals. A couple of days ago, I mentioned Voice of the People, which is a tool that you can use also to look at questions that people are asking and then craft solutions based on those questions. So you can say, hey, chat, leverage this, file that I found on Voice of the People. Based on what you find in here, help me identify the biggest pain points that my ideal audience is going through. What are some of their goals? What are their desires? So do those types of things and help yourself out, right? So you don't have to be out here wondering what people want. Ask them, right? That's the quickest, most efficient way to do is to ask somebody what they want. This matters because when you know your audience inside and out, it allows you to tailor your message specifically to them, to their needs, their wants, desires, their pain points, their fears, their dreams, their goals, etc. And it makes your prompts more impactful. Okay. I want to show you something. So let me go ahead and switch this out really quickly because I want you to see what I mean and how powerful that this can be. We're going to take a look at ChatGPT really quickly. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you something. There are a number of ways to use chat, by the way. And there's another really quick, nifty tool that we can use that I'm going to show you as well that's going to help when you're dealing with these things. A lot of times, if you don't understand what it is that you're asking, it can take a long time for you to really get to the root of the question. So you really want to have ChatGPT or whatever it is that you're using, leverage its resources and its capabilities to be able to help you with that. And again, we talk about prompting. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And please let me know if you can hear me. I'm praying that y'all can hear me when I do this. All right. I've got my audio check. Let me just make sure. All right, so please, again, let me know. You should be able to see ChatGPT right here, okay? If you can't, please also let me know. Drop me like a chat. Tell me what's going on. Let me know if you're unable to see it. But this is ChatGPT. I happen to be a professional user, so I am able to have some of the upgrades. This is Chat 4. I'm not sure this is alpha. To be honest, this little 0 at the bottom, but this is the highest kind of level of ChatGPT that you can use. They do have free accounts. You know, there is some limited functionality, but you can still absolutely do this. In addition to that, I have added this beautiful, beautiful thing up here. Her name is Mia, and you can leverage this as the Chrome extension. And what you do is you talk to her. And as you talk to her, she helps you really start to evolve your artificial intelligence. She helps you ask more questions. She has you think about some of the things. So it's just really, really incredible. So we talked about prompting. Now, typically when you're prompting, you just come up with something like, hey, Mia, based on my ideal audience of women in their 30s and 40s who are successful business owners and entrepreneurs, what are some of the biggest challenges that they face if they do not have a financial partner? So that's my question. All right, so we're going to ask her to give us an answer. Let's see. Just call me Chad. Anyway. So here we go. So for women in their 30s and 40s who are successful business owners and entrepreneurs, not having a financial partner can lead to several significant challenges. Without a financial partner, managing cash flow. So we talk about cash flow management all the time, right? That is a lifeline of your business. If you don't have cash coming into your business quicker than you have it going out of your business, you have a very expensive hobby. So these are some of the things you want to start thinking about.
Hey, Chad. For women in their 30s and 40s who are successful business owners and
And please let me know
entrepreneurs,
if you can hear this.
not having a financial partner can lead to several significant challenges. Mar 1, cash flow management. Challenge. Without a financial partner, managing cash flow effectively can be overwhelming. Many entrepreneurs struggle to maintain a healthy balance
Okay.
between incoming revenue and outgoing expenses, leading to potential cash shortages. Impact. This can hinder growth opportunities, cause delays in paying vendors or employees, and create stress and uncertainty in the business. 2. Strategic financial planning. Challenge.
Okay, so I just wanted to demo that for you because you can see that she's talking to you, she's giving you the answer. It helps to be able to leverage Mia because you can talk to her instead of having to type a whole bunch of stuff and have to worry about spell check and all the things, right? So you're asking Mia these questions. You can name her whatever you want to. You can name her Juniper. You have the ability to change the voice. But the reality is, or the whole point of this is to be able to, again, make things easier for yourselves. So again, this is called Mia, okay? It is a Chrome extension. She is your coach. So she'll talk to you, she'll help you, and you want to make sure that you have this at the top of your screen. Voice control for ChatGPT/Mia AI, okay? She needs to have access to your Chrome extension to be able to talk to you and to be able to give you the insight that you're looking for. Another thing that I want to show you is that ChatGPT can be customized for you. Let's do another quick chat. Okay, I want to do another quick prompt because I want you to understand like the power of this. So again, we have our questions, you know, what are our challenges and impacts for our ideal audience? So you can do the same thing for your particular audience. Let's do another quick one here. Now, this is the key. When you customize your ChatGPT, you are able to have it speak in your tone, have your vibe, your voice, your mood, personality, etc. If you're a spicy kind of person, it'll incorporate that into the way that you speak, right? If you are very much more polished and professional, it'll do that for you as well. You can customize it to the audience that you're looking to speak to and all the things. So I just want you to show this. So I'm going to show you an example of what happens when I do have the custom instructions on and when I do not. I have turned mine off because I want you to see what it looks like to have it on versus off. So we're going to start with the custom instructions off. But please keep track and pay attention to this exercise because you're going to leverage this information to customize your instructions. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Essentially, what we're going to do is ask Mia to act on our behalf or act as if she's a ghostwriter. We want to have her identify who our ideal audience is, what our tone is, what our teaching style is, what our mood is, what our vibe, our personality is. And then she's going to craft some input for us that we can leverage for our custom instructions. Okay. So let's start that now. Another thing you can do is take your resume or a bio and say, hey, based on this bio, tell me what kind of person I am. Tell me how I speak. Tell me how I come off to my, my clients and my customers and my audience. You can do all these things to get really crystal clear on what you want her to do for you and how you want your content to sound moving forward. Okay. So let's ask her, and let's also do something. So what you can do too is take like a resume. So let's grab a resume. Let me grab a copy of my resume real quick so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to put the affluency of the resume in here. All right. So let's start. Hey, Mia, act as if you're a ghostwriter and help me identify the way that I speak, meaning what is my tone? What are some of the most important phrases that I use when I'm opening or closing a conversation? What is my vibe, personality, mood, and how do I come off when I speak to my audience? Leverage this bio as a resource to craft your response. Okay, so we've asked her what to do, and now we're going to put in our bio. So we're going to let her do her work. And she works pretty fast. So that's another thing, right? Take some of that time off your plate and be able to leverage her brilliance and expertise to support you and yours. Woo, okay. So based on your bio and our previous conversations, right? She already knows that we have history. Here's a detailed breakdown of how you communicate. Your tone is confident, empowering, and unapologetic.
Based on your bio and our previous conversations, here's a detailed breakdown of how you communicate. Tone. Your tone is confident, empowering, and unapologetic. You speak with authority and clarity, leaving no room for doubt about your expertise. You use strong, assertive language that conveys both competence and a deep commitment to your mission. You often start conversations with statements that immediately establish your credibility and set the tone for what's to come. Some common phrases include, as a fractional CFO and master tax strategist, with over 20 years of experience, driven by my mission to, unapologetically leading. These phrases not only highlight your qualifications, but also set the stage for the transformative impact you intend to make.
All right, so I don't want her to read the whole thing to you, but that's essentially what she's doing. She's telling me how I open up my conversations and how I close them. Some of the things that I say, open your calendar for, let's create unapologetic affluence together. Ready to take control of your financial destiny. I want women to start to think about these things. Are you ready? Are you ready for that transformation? So think about these things and have her leverage these in your custom instructions. What's the vibe? My vibe is I have the vibe of an unapologetic authority mixed with a strong sense of mission-driven purpose. I come off as someone who is not only deeply knowledgeable, but also deeply committed to creating positive change. That's true. My goal is to create financial transformation in the women that I work with, period. Unapologetically. That is the goal. Again, because when women have wealth, we make the world shift. We create impact. We do incredible things. So that is how I project myself. That is what I want for women. So that's the vibe, right? We're not sorry that we're here to make big moves, period. She says there's a no-nonsense approach in your communication, yet it's layered with genuine desire to uplift and empower others, particularly women of color and other marginalized women groups. My personality shines through with bold, visionary, and transformational. period. We're not playing with this old, decrepit, archaic stuff, these crazy myths that people say about women not being able to be, intelligent with money. That's so crazy to me. This girl math mess that keeps going around on the internet. Like, what? Women are some of the most intelligent beings, period, and some of the most gifted investors. How, Sway? So anyway, I digress. So things like that. So that is how I come off. My mood is often inspirational and motivational. Even when discussing complex I can't read today, financial strategies or the intricacies of taxation, you maintain an underlying sense of optimism and possibility. I am a teacher at heart. I need to make sure that my clients and the people that I'm speaking to understand what it is that I'm saying. Do I need to give it to you in a different format? If yes, let me know and we'll do it. Period. I need you to leave me better than you found me. That's the goal. No client left behind. We're going to give you some transformation and change, period, when you work with us. All right. Audience and perception. When your audience hears you speak or reads your content, they likely perceive you as a powerful leader and a trusted advisor. That's my goal. I am a trusted advisor. I am a leader. We are doing things that are innovative. They are cutting edge. They are next level because we don't settle. There's always something to improve upon. There's always something new, right, that you can leverage to grow and to become a better person personally and a better business person as the CEO of your business. So these are some of the things that I highly recommend that you do. When you get this exercise done, you can then create your custom instructions. So that's the next thing we're going to look at. You'll see settings, depending on where it is, right? You'll see something down here, or you might see a little blue box up here. This is for me. You can customize your chat GPT like we talked about. I have mine turned off, but I'm going to enable it for new chat. So what would you like chat to know about you to provide better responses? So I told them who I am. I've given them my bio, my superpower. Here's what I bring to the table: strategic financial leadership that'll make your bottom line sing, period. Innovative tax plans that have saved my clients a fortune, a track record, yada, yada, yada. My mission is simple and unapologetic. I'm here to arm ambitious and diverse women entrepreneurs with the tools they need to skyrocket their businesses, multiply profits, and build financial empires that'll stand the test of time without leading to burnout or bitterness. Unapologetic affluence. That's what we do. All right. So I want you to go through this exercise. Again, you can put in some of those opening statements that you have, any closing statements. I say, hey, y'all. I typically close with "to your unapologetic affluence." So you can put that in here. You can ask, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? So they do have kind of like templated language that you put in here, but the best way to do it is, again, to put your bio in here at the top. And then here, you can talk about your writing style. My writing style is conversational and engaging. Think persuasive meets sexy, sassy, and straightforward. I use a friendly and inviting tone, often starting with upbeat greetings, hey, right, to make my audience feel included. I introduce myself clearly, stating my name and role. I am Patrice Malloy, the affluent CFO, your financial fairy godmother, master tax strategist, and money multiplier for powerhouse industry titans. And that is who I be. My advice is actionable and practical, offering specific steps that readers can implement immediately. I want to make sure that you have clear, tangible, actionable goals. We're not playing around here. We don't have time to waste. If you have a conversation with me, you're going to leave with something to do that's going to take your business to the next level. Coinbase, period. Like that's what we do. Okay. That's what we do. Just understand, I will give it to you, but I will give it to you lovingly, right? I'm going to tell you the truth because there's no point in lying. Why are we lying to ourselves? Why am I going to lie to you? If you came to me with a problem and I identify the problem and I have a solution, why not leverage a solution so we can fix the problem? Like, why are we playing these reindeer games? Like what are we doing? So just think about that. Okay. I acknowledge the challenges my female audience faces and offer support and motivation, making them feel understood and capable. A lot of times women, for some reason, we have this really this cloak of shame around money and finances. It's the strangest thing. I know back in the day it was taboo to be able to talk about money, but we need to talk about money. We need to talk about how money flows in and out of our business. We need to talk about how we leverage money to invest. Saving is amazing, right? If you're of the Dave Ramsey generation, Dave Ramsey is amazing, but you cannot save yourself to wealth. So we talk about things like expanding, investing, multiplying, right? Increasing. That's what we talk about. So when you're thinking about how you want chat to respond, put that information in here. Be as clear as you can within 1,500 characters, but be as clear and precise as you can. I close my content by summarizing key points, offering a motivational send-off and a call to action. Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to change. I build them up and I don't know what this is. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna have to change my instructions for a hot second. So anyway, anyway, I leave them with confidence. Like that's what I do. That's my goal. I want you to take what I'm saying, use it, and make change. So anyway, like I said, I log off to your unapologetic affluence. So I'm going to save this and it's going to be turned back on. Now what we can do is go back to our original exercise when we talked about what are some of those challenges. So I'm going to say, hey, Mia, do me a favor and rewrite this last prompt. I still need for you to help me identify my ideal audience's problems and help me identify solutions to help them solve those problems. Please make sure that you leverage my custom instructions to complete this exercise. So now that I've done that, she's going to give me another answer, but it's going to be more aligned with how I actually speak and what I think and what I do. So that is what I want you to start to understand. This is going to be gold for you. Do this exercise, y'all, and see the difference when you're looking for content, when you're looking for ideas, when you're looking for how you can create resources, which is some of the things that you can do. What's a template that I can use or create based on the information that I'm seeing here, based on the fact that they have cash flow problems for me, right? Women often struggle to maintain a steady cash flow, leading to
Hey,
stress and
Chad,
uncertainty.
I've got you. Let's break down the challenges your ideal audience.
All right, girl. Sometimes you got to turn me off, but it does help you, right? Because you're essentially having a conversation with her. You can have a conversation with Mia. Do it. It's helpful. If you want to think something through, right, or talk something through and you don't have somebody to bounce your ideas off of, leverage Mia. She'll have a good conversation with you. Okay? She will humor you. So again, once you put your custom instructions in, rewrite that prompt for yourself. Make sure your prompts are serious. Make sure they're explicit. Make sure they're as detailed as you can possibly make them so that there is no room for error or uncertainty when the results come out. Okay? Again, the problem is that women often struggle to maintain a steady cash flow, leading to stress and uncertainty. We know that for a fact. This is based on people that I've spoken to. This is based on lots of conversations that have happened. They may find it difficult to balance incoming revenue with outgoing expenses, which can cripple their ability to invest in growth opportunities. Solution: I'm a profit first professional. Introduce them to the profit first methodology through a one-on-one coaching call where you can help them assess their financials, implement strategic cash flow management techniques, and set up a system that ensures consistent profit. This quick win can transform their business finances and lead them into a deeper engagement with your 6-month program. That's for me. What can I do for you? What are your solutions that you want to sell to your audience? Have chat help you with this. Other challenges, right? Lack of strategic financial planning. With a clear financial strategy, they're likely to miss out on scaling opportunities So optimizing profits or pivoting when necessary. If you don't have this information on hand, if you're not thinking about these things, you're going to run into these challenges, like period. They don't teach you about this in school. When you're working for somebody else, they don't talk to you about the cash flow problems because they don't want you to know, because they don't want you to tell their shareholders, right? So they're like, what do we do? They've got to fix it. So these are real life problems for businesses all over the world. Inefficient tax planning. Nobody wants to pay the taxes that they owe, let alone more than that, right? So when you're not planning for your taxes efficiently, you owe money to the IRS. If you had a really good year, but you didn't think of a way to ethically shift that income to a place that's either tax deferred, meaning they'll tax at a later date, or tax free, meaning you will not pay tax on it, you're going to pay tax, period. So it's having these tax plans in place, being efficient, being strategic, being intentional. And then finally, we're talking about inadequate investment and risk management. So they might be making risky investment decisions without fully understanding the potential impact, or they could be too conservative with missing out on growth opportunities. You really want to have a balance. And this is not advice, by the way. You want to talk to your actual financial advisor, but you want to have a balance between those, consistent stocks and bonds, right? Because they're guaranteed. But you also want to have some of that, more aggressive, fun stuff in your portfolio too, because you have the ability to have more gains. So you really just want to think about your investment strategy strategically as well. Obviously, for your foundation, you want to have things that are guaranteed. If you want to play a little bit, think of something other, cryptocurrency, alternative investments, think about real estate, all the things. So this is what Chat GPT can leverage. You can leverage this to help you with as well. Struggling work-life balance, unprepared for exit or succession. This is the last thing I'm going to say about this, but ladies and gents, When we build our businesses or when we start our businesses, we don't build it in a way that we're thinking about how it will look when we exit or something happens. We forget to put those foundational pieces in place as well. I always tell my clients to build your business as if you're building it for sale. Put processes and procedures in place, put systems in place, make your balance sheet look incredible. You want your EBITDA, your equity before interest, depreciation, hold on, EBITDA, equity before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So you want to make sure that you have at least $1 million in EBITDA before you start to think about selling to somebody else, because that typically means that you can sell at a multiple of 7 to 10, meaning again, I can sell my business for 7 to 10 million based on my $1 million EBITDA. It looks good on my balance sheet. I've got my systems in place. I've got data that these new companies can leverage that they can, buy from me. So think about this from the beginning, so you're not having to scurry at the end and put things back into place to meet these investor meetings, right? And to provide portfolio management information and financial statements and taxes and all the things. So that's that, but I digress. All right, so that's ChatGPT. So that is what I want you to start thinking about as you're thinking about those 3 things that you can take off your plate. If marketing is one of them, you can absolutely leverage that for that. We just talked about this. Identify my ideal customer. Identify the solutions and pain points. We can then ask her to help me create some resources, right? Help me create resources based on these challenges that we identified in the last prompt. So really just be intentional about that, okay? So that's my demo for ChatGPT. Let's go back to the document real quick because I want to get through this and have you to really start thinking about what it is that we're doing. All right. Let me make sure I don't have any questions in the chat. If I missed anybody, I don't see anything. Okay. All right, ladies and gents, let's go back and put this back up. Okay, so those are our prompts, okay? Again, we talked about defining your tone, mood, and your vibe. How do you speak? You want to be able to have it create content that speaks like you. You don't want cookie cutter stuff out here on the internet, on the interwebs, because people can tell that it's artificial intelligence. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with using this. There are other tools that you can leverage as well to say, does this sound like it was written by artificial intelligence? If so, help me humanize it. Excuse me. You want to humanize your results because you want it to be relatable to the people you're talking to. You need your messaging and your content to speak to your ideal buyer. Period. That's how you're going to get these sales. That's what I want you to start thinking about. And then we talked about creating an audience persona. Who is our audience? Ladies in their 30s and 50s. Maybe you get a lot more strategic about who it is that you want. Be a lot more serious about what you want your persona to look like. Is she 35? Does she have 2 kids? Is she married? Does she have a dog and a picket fence? Does she have a home? Are you a real estate agent, right? Is she looking for something permanent? Is she a renter? Like all these things. So really think about who your ideal customer is and put that in there and have them create a detailed persona for my ideal audience, including the background, challenges, and goals. It matters because, again, a well-defined persona helps you craft content and prompts that speak directly to your audience's heart and mind. Those prompts are the magic sauce to using artificial intelligence. You need to tell it what to do and be specific when you're telling it. Crafting killer prompts for automation, delegation, and financial success. Yeah, I'm going to take a sip because my mouth is not working. Okay. Now that you know who you're talking to and how you want to come across, let's get into the nitty-gritty of crafting AI prompts that will take your business to the next level. Each prompt will be broken down step by step so you can go from beginner to expert with ease. Say, for instance, you want to streamline your client onboarding process. How much time will that take off of your plate? What? I can automate this? Yes, you can. There's an automation for that. So you want to automate the onboarding process so every client feels welcome and informed without you lifting a finger. Now, up front, I'm going to be honest, it's a heavy lift. You're going to have to create automations. You're going to have to do, email crafting, but you know what you can do that with? ChatGPT. Once you put in your mood, your vibe, your tone, your personality, your special sauce, then you can start to craft them. And you can tweak them the way you see fit so that they actually resonate with your audience. Here's a prompt 2. Create a client onboarding sequence that includes a welcome email, a detailed questionnaire, a link to book a discovery call, and a follow-up reminder. Listen, how much time would it take you to craft that by yourself on your own? you be in that joint for 7 days instead of 7 minutes, right? Trying to come up with this stuff to make sure it's exactly what you want, to make sure the birds are singing and chirping the way they need to chirp. And here's another thing, ladies and gents, I've been guilty of this too. People don't want flowery language. They want to know exactly what you are talking about. Make it clear, make it crystal clear, make it declarative. That's one of the prompts that I use too when I'm prompting. Make it declarative so there is no room for ambiguity. When people are confused, they don't buy. Make it plain, okay? If there's anything I could tell you, make it plain. And then you can start to expand upon and build upon those prompts at a later date, but you don't want them confused about what you need because they're going to be like, what is she even talking about? I don't even think I need this. All right. We don't want that. Okay. Clarify your audience. So again, we already identified who our audience was. Busy entrepreneurs who value seamless professional onboarding. The tone and vibe was professional, welcoming, and efficient. As you're starting to build that prompt, you could say, start with a task, like create a client onboarding sequence. You can have ChatGPT, Copilot, etc., build a sequence out for you. And then you can then copy and paste it into your CRM, right? Your customer relationship management tool, your Go High Level, your Kajabi, your Entreport, your ClickFunnels, whatever it is that you use. But again, we're looking for things that are going to make our lives easier, period. That is how you duplicate yourself, your efforts. That's how you increase, profitability. And that's how you regain your time. Okay, so we asked it to create a client onboarding sequence. Then we start to add details. So include a welcome email, a detailed questionnaire, a link to book a discovery call, and a follow-up reminder. You're building upon that prompt. Then you want to enter that prompt into your system and have it generate the sequence for you. You have to review and refine it. You want to ensure that the tone matches your brand and tweak any details to better fit your audience's needs. If there's something that's a little bit off, change it. If it doesn't completely sit well within your soul, change that too, okay? We want to make sure that it is authentic. It feels good to you. You're able to, say, you know what, that does sound like me. Go ahead and create that. Go ahead and send that. So take your time when you're doing these exercises, and it's going to save you a lot of time on the front end, okay? Back end, it's going to take time. On the front end, you're like, oh, man, why didn't I do this with my life earlier? All right? So think about that. Excellent. All right. It works because the prompt automates a key part of your client experience, ensuring consistency and saving you time. We also want to talk about standard operating procedures, standardized templates, right? We want to make sure that everything sounds the same. So as you start to onboard a team member, they can in turn use the same prompts to create stuff for you or on your behalf. So again, that you're not acting as that bottleneck. You're not the one that's keeping, progress from moving forward because everybody is relying solely on you to take care of things. Okay. Make sense? Let me know, please. If you have questions, let me know that too. I want to make sure that I'm being mindful because I know that this is a lot. And if this is your first kind of introduction into it, it's going to take some time to get used to and come up to speed. So that's what I want for you to understand there. Let's move on. Say you want to automate a sales follow-up. You had an incredible conversation with a potential client or a prospect, and now you want to be able to figure out, how do I reach them again? Remember, they want like 40 touch points before somebody says, yes, I want to buy from you. All right, I want to be mindful of time, y'all. This might go a little bit over today because I think this is important stuff, and I think that you can absolutely leverage this too. So think about that. Sales conversation going automatically so you don't miss out on potential clients. That's the worst thing. You have an incredible call, and then they're wondering why there is no follow-up. We need to follow up every single time, and it's going to take a number of follow-ups for you to get to where you want to be because the buying cycle has been extended exponentially. Okay, automate it. Hey, had an incredible call. This is what we talked about. These are the services that I think would be incredible for you. Let me know if you need to jump back on the calendar so we can finally discuss the invoice and get you onboarded. All right. Quick conversation. You could put that in an email, automate that, and have it be pushed out to the people that you have conversations with. Here's a prompt. Generate a series of automated follow-up emails for potential clients who haven't responded after the initial sales pitch. Include a reminder, a case study, right? Show them how you've helped other clients work on their problem, and here's a solution, and then a final offer. Extend the offer. You can use ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, Gemini, and Google, whatever you need to use, but you can use these tools. And here's how you break it down step by step. We've already identified our audience, right? The clients who need a nudge forward. Womp womp. People who you've already spoken to and they haven't responded to maybe like your first email, right? You want to follow up and just keep top of mind. Your tone and vibe are persuasive, reassuring, and solution focused. When people have time after a call to kind of think about what it is that they did, or maybe they made a purchase and they might have felt like it was too hasty and they have that time to kind of think about it, and there were no other touch points to just affirm to them that that was a really good decision, they start to think about, did I make the right decision? Do I need to call my credit card company and do a chargeback, right? So again, you want to make sure that you're touching them as often as possible and keeping yourself top of mind as the person who is going to help them with the problem that they need solved. All right. Build a prompt. Start with a task. Generate a series of follow-up automated emails. That's what we wanted to do for potential clients who haven't responded after the initial sales pitch. And I want you to include a reminder, a case study, and a final offer. You can input that information. You can say, hey, chat, go out to my Google My Business reviews, and based on those reviews, help me create some case studies. How much time have you saved instead of having to go, out to Google My Business and copying and pasting the reviews and trying to zhuzh it up and make it pretty in Canva? Don't nobody care about Canva, y'all. I mean, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but they want the information. They don't want the graphics to help them make a decision. They want to know that they invested in somebody who's going to help them solve their problem. That's what we need to focus on. All right. You want to ensure that the emails match your brand's tone and make any necessary adjustments to better resonate with your audience. If your email comes out like, oh, hello, it was such a pleasure meeting you on this day at 11:58 p.m. Like, don't make it flowery and crazy. People are going to be like, what is this? This doesn't even sound like a real person. So craft it to how you talk. The way you talk, literally. You could do that. Here's another one, and then I'm going to kind of move off of this, but I want you to see this. Generate a weekly sales report. The objective is to quickly assess your sales performance with a clear, concise report that highlights key trends. Data, 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 data. We talked about data being leveraged to make informed business decisions. So here's the prompt. Create a weekly sales report summarizing expenses and revenue with visual charts highlighting trends compared to last week. You can create graphs and charts and statistics and tables and all kinds of other amazing, beautiful things with ChatGPT and other AI tools. And then you can make them pretty in other tools, like, for instance, Gamma, which is one of my favorite tools. But we can talk about that at a later date. And by the way, y'all, tomorrow's supposed to be our last day together. If you want me to extend this like by a day or two and talk about some other things, let me know. Drop me a chat in the comments, okay? Shoot me an email. Let me know, because I love this kind of stuff. This is fun for me. And I want to be able to help everyone see how they can make themselves duplicatable. All right. I digress. All right. We want to have them create that weekly sales report. You've identified your audience, business owners who need a quick, clear review of their sales performance. That's the audience. Or if it's you personally, you can just say it's you. I am the CEO of XYZ. I need to understand the trend of my sales. What does this information mean? Help me clearly identify it. Help me come up with the pain points. Help me identify solutions to fix any challenges or trends, etc. And that's what you do. So you want to start with the task, which is that creating the weekly sales report. Sorry, I'm waiting for this to move. Then you want to specify the content. Summarize expenses and revenue. Again, remember we said we want to be very explicit in our prompting. Add visual elements with visual charts highlighting trends compared to last week. And then you want to enter that into ChatGPT. Once they give you the information, which we saw, right? It comes out really quickly and beautifully. You can tweak it the way you want to. If it doesn't look exactly right, you can say, hey, chat, I know that I asked you to do X, Y, and Z, but maybe we need you to do it in a different way. Can you create it in A, B, and C format? So you have that flexibility to do those kinds of things. So use the tool to your best ability. And then the last thing I'll say is automate social media posting. We know that we have to post on social media. We have to be visible. We have to show up. We have to be top of mind to people. But sometimes it can get really, overwhelming and mundane to have to put a whole day aside to create content, right? We don't have to do that anymore. ChatGPT can help you identify what to create as far as content's concerned. You can help it come up with the pictures. You can use Canva to create bulk posts, right? ChatGPT can help you come up with all the content. You put it in a spreadsheet, you upload it to Canva, you create the template that you want everything to be laid out in. So you don't have to do it one by one like we used to do back in the day, right? Like, oh, damn, I got to do this. Copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste and reformat and format again. And you don't have to do that anymore. So these are some shortcuts, right? So you want to start with that task. You actually, again, we want to identify our audience. We always want to focus on who we're talking to and craft it based on that. Followers who engage with valuable, varied content. Who are your biggest followers? Are your best followers? Are your most consistent folks who engage with you? Create something special for them. You want the vibe to be engaging, informative, and varied. You don't want to have all the same stuff. Come up with different topics to talk about. Come up with different, myths that you can debunk. Come up with some of the crazy statistics that you've heard. These are just different ways that you can do it and make the information interesting. So let's start with asking it something. Schedule social media posts for the upcoming week. The focus on timing based on the best times for engagement, right? Some of those tools that we use like Hootsuite and Go High Level has it, and Planoly and all these other things will tell you some of the best times to post on LinkedIn or social, Instagram, etc., based on who follows you. So you can do that. You can leverage it to schedule your posts at those times. You want to include a mix of promotional content, right? Because people need to understand who you are, what you do, who you serve. Customer testimonials, because they want that social proof. And industry news. What's happening in the industry that could be impacting their businesses. Keep people abreast of what's happening. How the tide is turning, right? What's happening in marketing? Why is the sales cycle so much longer nowadays? So things like that. Why do people need your service? What has shifted in the market that is causing more people to come and look for solution providers like you? And why are you the category of one person, right? The only person that can help them in the way that only you can help them. We want to be thinking about these things. So again, you could come up with those posts like I mentioned, have them bulk created in Canva, make them beautiful, and then you schedule them and you go on about your business. Spend, a day, a month, spend a couple days a month, right? Do this exercise and then go on about doing things that are going to be moving the needle in your business. Again, having sales calls, speaking to people, networking, collaboration opportunities, making sure your bank account is set up right? Making sure you have cash flow in your business, implementing profit first into your business, because you want to make sure that you're paying yourself first. So there's a ton that you can do when you get this time back, and you'll start to see the weight lifted off of your shoulders and you'll be able to do so much more. So I want you to really go through this and use these exercises and use ChatGPT or whatever tool you want to start practicing on this, because it's going to change the way that you do business and it's going to change your life. Like, seriously. Alrighty. There's a couple more things. You can create a financial forecast. You can automate invoice reminders, optimize email campaigns. Say you have a launch coming up or something is coming up that you want to start to sell. You can have AI help you with that launch campaign. You can have artificial intelligence help you come up with Facebook ad content to make sure that you are meeting those regulations and parameters of Meta, right? You can put that in a prompt. Make sure that the content that you produce, chat, is in alignment with or in accordance with Meta's Facebook rules or posting rules or advertising rules. Again, be very much explicit and specific and declarative as you can so that you get beautiful results. I know if you've heard this statement, like garbage in, garbage out, right? If you put something silly in, you're going to get something silly and basic out. And we don't do basic because you're not basic. No one is like you, and you shouldn't show up like anybody else when you're thinking about building your brand and increasing engagement and visibility. Be unapologetically you, okay? That's all we can be. Just be you. All right, so that is that. And you can custom sales pitch. I mean, there's so much you can do. Like how many of these did I put in here for y'all? 10. Y'all got 10 prompts, y'all, to work on. You're welcome. Congratulations, AI genius. You've just gone from novice to powerhouse, fully equipped with the knowledge and tools to use for AI automation, delegation, and financial domination. So when you start to really understand how these prompts work and combine that with your brilliance, your vibe, your tone, and the way that you speak to your audience, things are going to shift for you. You do want to make sure that you are practicing, you refine your approach, and you stay curious, right? Because like I said, tools are always popping up, but you want to just stay on the cutting edge. You can join community groups for these things. They have ChatGPT groups. They have Go High Level groups. They have all kinds of groups for artificial intelligence that can support you if you have questions. and teaching you other ways to use it. If you want to learn more, I'm happy to teach you as well. That's one of the other things I focus on is training, workshops, facilitation for AI and how to leverage it in your business. But there's so much you can do. It's so incredible. Like I said, if you need more guidance or you want to dive deeper, I'm always here to help you level up. So let me know, or I can guide you to somebody who can. I have a number of incredible colleagues who are AI consultants as well. They've been certified and they focus on doing these things in different spaces like healthcare, professional careers, being an author, sales, marketing, all kinds of things. So let me know. All right, that's that. I know I went through a lot and I know I'm speaking kind of quickly, but I wanted to make sure that I at least gave you this piece of information because I want you to take this and use it. Go practice. Okay, go practice. Let me just make sure I got everything that I need for y'all. So I dropped that in there for you. Let me know if you want the access to the workbook. I think I dropped that in the chat as well, but I'm happy to do that again if you do not have access to it. All right. The last thing I'm going to show y'all, we talked about this already. Okay. We spoke about the fact that Femme and Fortune is open. It is live. I want to support you with these efforts. In Femme and Fortune, we talked about having that AI element to really quantum leap your business to the next level. You're going to be able to leverage artificial intelligence and other incredible tools to do the mundane work that you don't like to do on a daily basis. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to do all those things. It's going to be amazing. So let me just go ahead and share this to you one more time. I did update this a little bit. Let me put this in the chat too for you guys to look at if you need to look at this closer and you're unable to see it well. All right, Femme and Fortune, where wealth and wellness collide. Y'all, I love saying that. I'm super excited about this. That is what's happening. We are shifting, we are changing, and we need to focus on our wealth care, like I mentioned, as we're building these businesses so they're sustainable. So we're happy. It's time for us to be happy in our lives and in our businesses. It's time. So anyway, welcome to Femme and Fortune. It is a 12-month program, which we talked about. It is an immersive experience designed to transform your hustle into harmony, stress into strategy, and your business into a badass empire unapologetically. That is what we are focusing on, is building millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires. If you're ready to unlock your life in the business of your dreams, then y'all need to go on ahead and come on with me. Take this ride with me, y'all. What you'll experience in the Femme and Fortune community, you'll have those monthly interactive live trainings, which we talked about. We will break down the 3P framework. We will dive deeply into the WealthCare principles as well. And we'll talk about the 4 pillars of prosperity. You're going to look at your business. You're going to analyze, strategize, optimize, and multiply your business operations so that you are making those revenue goals. The value is $18,000. Tactical execution. We're actually going to do these exercises like we did today. We're going to go through it in real life. You're going to ask questions. We're going to fix the issues and challenges together because it's so much easier when you're in a group as opposed to being on an island by yourself. It is hard to do business by yourself. We were not made to be by ourselves. We need community. We need support. We need connection, collaboration. We need to leverage the experience and brilliance and expertise of other people, right? We need the cliff notes if we can get them. Proximity is so important. So tactical execution, wealthy resources, and rich templates. So just like we talked about today, there are a ton of templates that I will give you access to. We'll go through them. We're going to help you build an incredible breakthrough business. That value is $12K. Quick testimonial. So joining Femme and Fortune was like adding jet fuel to my business. Patrice didn't just give me tools. She handed me the keys to a financial empire. Her frameworks are the blueprint to creating unapologetic wealth. With her guidance, I'm not just running a business, I'm building a legacy. And it all started with Femme and Fortune. We are building legacies over here. Here's some more features that we're going to be giving to you. So you have dedicated time for implementation. Learning without action is just entertainment. We're not here to waste time, which we talked about. We're here to win. Each month, you'll have dedicated time to implement what you've learned. Like I said, we're going to go through these exercises. We're going to talk about them. We're going to answer questions. We're going to make sure that you understand how to leverage these tools, tips, and resources. Exclusive Q&A for office hours. You'll get your burning questions answered in real time, and you can join us for intimate Q&A sessions where we'll dive deeper into specific challenges, offer tailored advice, and ensure you have everything you need to keep momentum going. Value of $15,000. Another testimonial. From the moment I stepped into Femme and Fortune experience, I knew I was in the right place. Patrice's frameworks are crystal clear, actionable, and most importantly, effective. Yada, yada, yada. You can read this later. These are the investment options once again. So the value is $100,000. The pay investment The pay in full, is $18,000. You get access to all of this and some additional stuff. If you choose to do this on a monthly basis, I'm happy to support you there as well. It will be $1,800 a month. But I just want you to note that the bonuses that I'm about to go through only apply to pay in full participants because they are higher level. They are for those who are serious about taking their business to the next level and they want to quantum leap that success. Another testimonial: before I met Patrice, I was overwhelmed by my financials and constantly burning out. Her WealthCare framework changed the game. Now I'm scaling effortlessly while staying aligned with my purpose. That's what we focus on. Again, putting that WealthCare in the forefront of your business and in your life. Some of the painful businesses. So we have the Unapologetic Wealth Strategy session. We will have a 90-minute one-on-one wealth strategy session. We're going to go deep into your unique situation, your financials, and your business, identify what your goals are as a CEO and help you achieve that by creating a CEO blueprint, which takes me into the bundle. So you'll get access to all of the bundles. So it's a collection of resources, templates, and tools tailored to help you run your business smoothly and efficiently. Whether you're managing your finances, planning your growth, or integrating technologies, these are the tools you'll leverage. Value of $7,500. VIP access to the Feminine Fortune Mastermind, also $7,500. So you're going to join an exclusive circle of ambitious, like-minded women like yourselves. We talked about connecting, collaborating, being able to leverage the brilliance, the incredible uniqueness, to experience the journey of everyone to take our businesses to the next level. Again, it's that community, collaboration, connection. Another testimonial, yada, 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 financial mastery, CEO mindset. Y'all can read that on your time. Why do you want to choose Feminine Fortune? Because you want to step into your unapologetic brilliance. You deserve this. Your future deserves this. And it's not just another investment. It's the one that will make other investments worthwhile. As you're starting to grow as a CEO, as you're starting to feel better because you have more time, as that stress and overwhelm starts to melt away, you're going to be a different person. I want you to stop dreaming and stop doing. Let's make this the year you stop dreaming and start doing. Let's build that empire, elevate your life, and unleash your unapologetic affluence. We're always talking about next time, next time, next time. Now's not the time. Later, and later never comes. We want to make your desires a reality. Join Feminine Fortune. Let's make your wealthy, rich, opulent AF dreams a reality. We don't have to dream about it anymore. We can actually do something. These are the links to the monthly membership and then also to the annual membership. Another testimonial: I've never experienced such a rapid transformation in my business until I joined Feminine Fortune. Thank you, girl. Additional paid and full bonuses. What we did today was called my AI Alchemy. We're going to understand how to leverage artificial intelligence, all the incredible tools that they have to expedite your success and increase your profit. You're going to gain access to the most innovative and cutting-edge prompts, tools, and resources to increase efficiency, streamline operations, and increase cash flow ASAP. This is going to be your secret weapon. Value of $7,500, and a tax planning session. We are going into the fourth quarter of the year. We need to be prepared for tax season. We need to understand what our estimated tax payments should be. You need to understand what a tax bill might look like if you're not prepared in 2025. So that's what's going to happen for those who decide to pay in full, a value of $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm doing these a la carte, they cost a lot more. My time costs a lot more. I'm just going to tell you, because I typically work with people who are millionaires and in that seven figure, like that, $10, $20 million range. All right. Your journey starts here. So what you will do is join Feminine Fortune. You will start to implement those strategies like the WealthCare framework, the 4 pillars of prosperity, et cetera, to transform your life. And then you're going to start achieving those dreams. You're going to watch as that hustle turns into harmony, stress into strategy, and your business into a badass empire. I am looking forward to connecting with you. If you have questions, please do ping me. Let me know. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. Jump on a quick call so we can go through this, help you identify any questions that you might have, any areas where you might need some support, et cetera. Another testimonial, like I said, I dropped it into the chat so you can take a look at it at your own leisure. What betting on yourself looks like. Again, that total value it's really over $100,000. Your investment is $18,000 when you pay in full and $1,800 per month as a monthly member. And the ROI is just priceless. Once you start to see that transformation in your business, you cannot put a value on it, quite honestly. You have the life, the impact, and lifestyle you desire because you built a sustainable, scalable business that supports your dreams. Okay. And with that, I'm going to say good afternoon to y'all. You guys have a fantastic day. It's always a pleasure. I love connecting here with you, having these conversations, just, educating you on things that maybe you aren't familiar with or aware of. And I do look forward. Everyone have a fantastic day. to your unapologetic affluence. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.